today is how to beat the market with Investing.com's 3 steps stock screener. Very simple, very easy to use, saves a bunch of time, perhaps the most important commodity of them all. Before we move on to the next slide, my name, of course, is Jesse Cohen. For those of you who know or don't know, I've been with Investing.com for over a decade now. Just monitoring financial markets, pretty active on Twitter. Feel free to follow, give a follow, send a DM at Jesse Cohen INV. Additionally, my personal email here at Investing.com, Jesse@Investing.com. Again, if you have any questions, comments, feedback after the webinar, just shoot me an email. I try to get back to every message in a timely manner, depending on how busy the market is that day. So a little bit about what we plan on going over in today's session. First of all, very briefly, what is a stock screener? Why use a screener, the benefits of using such a powerful tool. Then we'll kind of go into the 3-step stock screener process. And then I'll just show you the stock screener in action. I'll share my screen, show you some of the different preset, customized screeners that Investing.com recently launched. So again, if you have any specific screener requests or questions that you want to see me display that to you guys in action, feel free to leave a question or comment in the little box there. And then, of course, we'll have a little exclusive webinar gift offer for you guys. Just a token of appreciation for all of you who made it to today's session. And finally, I'll leave some time at the end for Q&A, any attendance questions, selections, feedback, and so forth. So, what is a stock screener? Pretty much it's self-explanatory, a very powerful investing tool that allows investors to search and filter through, thousands and thousands upon stocks listed on in the U.S. market and the global market as well. Investing.com has localized features for many different markets. So, that's a very big plus. The ability that you have to customize and play with various filters and parameters in order to find and identify those stocks that match your investment goals. So the stock screener, in terms of that, is pretty much ideal. It also allows you to analyze and compare different stocks. Stocks within the same industry, stocks within the same sector, kind of gives you a nice breakdown, a visual breakdown of different financial metrics and so forth. So pretty much, a stock screener, people who already use a screener are well aware of the benefits and how it helps in your trading journey. But essentially, it can help filter through a large amount of stocks in a very short amount of time, and just gives you a very brief breakdown on pretty much the customized filters and parameters that you set in advance. So, why use a stock screener? Basically, for many investors, one of the biggest obstacles is just, feeling overwhelmed. There's obviously over 5,000 stocks listed on the U.S. Stock market. Almost thousands and thousands more listed in Europe and South American nations and Asia. So it can be very, very overwhelming. Where to start? Do you just pick a stock out of a hat? Where exactly do you begin? So just being overwhelmed with that information can bring investors, into this analysis by paralysis, and pretty much they don't end up making any investments or trades because they're just overwhelmed with the process. So a stock screener really helps out with that, in my opinion. My own personal investing experience, it always starts with the stock screener. In terms of idea generation, where the winners are concentrated in, what sectors are outperforming at the moment. And, like I mentioned at the beginning, in this type of market where the broader indexes, the benchmark indexes, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow keep rising to new all-time highs, using a stock screener to kind of identify winning stocks becomes paramount in this type of market. So, a stock screener is always the first step for me for where I go in order to kind of, get my head in order, what stocks I'm looking to invest in at the moment, and so forth. Another major reason why using a stock screener is essential is that it saves you hours and hours upon research, which you otherwise would have spent on going to several different outlets, several different websites in order to research a specific company. I can say about myself, I've been investing in the stock market since about 2004-ish. So, almost 20 years, just about. And, 15 years ago, I would spend pretty much an entire weekend, going through different names, different charts. There weren't as many websites, which you would find all these resources available. So there would be a lot of digging involved. I'm telling you, an entire weekend spent on doing research. Something where fast forward to today, 20 years have passed, and I could do pretty much the same amount of work in a fraction of the amount of time. So if back then it took me 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday, to get ready for Monday, now I can do it on a Sunday night, couple hours, even less. Monday morning, I can already, I can knock it out, do all my research before the market opens without having the need to go through digging through several different websites and so forth. So that's where using a stock screener is really, really beneficial. We don't all have the opportunity to work in the stock market. Many of us, of course, have day jobs where, that's where most of our time goes to. We're busy with the kids afterwards. So having a stock screener at your disposal really helps out with that. And, that at the end of the day, it's all about making more informed decisions. You don't want to have that the emotional investing, the fear of missing out, FOMO, making FOMO trades, or trades which for example, you saw someone post on Twitter, and without doing any of your due diligence, you jump into that name, and unfortunately the results kind of go against you. So making informed decisions after using a stock screener, having first of all the opportunity to generate these ideas, and then of course make informed decisions. And finally, in my opinion, another major use for the stock screener is that it really allows you to uncover investment ideas in different sectors or industries, which, going into the session, I probably wouldn't have, thought about making an investment in a nuclear energy company, but it popped up on my screener. I'll show you that specific example later on, because that really, really highlights how using the screener works to your advantage. There was a name late last week, of course, before this rally in the nuclear energy names kind of took hold. It popped up on my screener, and of course, the results have been beneficial. So we'll show you some of that as well. So again, kind of going over what I mentioned in the previous slide is saving time, having the opportunity to, use the stock screener, and then of course make your informed decisions upon several of the different filters and customizable criterias, which of course then allow you to find undervalued stocks, stocks which have the opportunity to outperform in the current market, and just names which normally wouldn't have even been on your radar. That's where the stock screener kind of helps you with, where the money is going into this market, what stocks are outperforming, what stocks are doing better than the benchmarks, which are also rallying to all-time highs. So, in summary, using the screener pretty much helps in the investment research process. enabling more efficient and informed decision making, as well as identifying and just searching for those names, undervalued opportunities in the market, which normally may have been overlooked. So the three-step stock screener process, which helps me beat the market, pretty much. First and foremost, you got to access the Investing.com preset screeners, and I'll show you those in just a short while. The preset screeners basically is where Investing.com really showed the innovation and took the screener game to the next level. Many of the competitors, of course, allow you to pretty much do the same thing more or less, filter for stocks based on technical parameters, fundamentals, valuation metrics, and so forth. But at Investing.com, what they did was they kind of generated these lists of preset screeners. There's for transparency's sake, they show you the backdrop, the 3-month performance over the past 3 months. So very easy to identify which screeners are doing better than others, which companies are outperforming amid the current market backdrop. So first, I start off with the preset screeners. I then, of course, analyze the screener results. This is even before, I'm thinking of making any investment ideas. I just kind of run the screeners, and I see if any names pop up on multiple screeners. Names which are undervalued, names that have, of course, fair value upside, according to the AI-powered valuation models in Investing Pro. So really, there's a lot of different metrics that go into play even before I think about making an investment in a specific stock. So again, like I mentioned, if there's names that pop up on several screeners, that's when I decide to make a deep dive into certain individual stocks, more detailed analysis. I check, of course, the long-term chart, several valuation metrics, kind of go digging a bit more with Investing Pro surrounding that specific name. So that's just really the 3-step screener process. Very simple. Obviously it's really not that complicated. The screener does all the hard work for you, does all the heavy lifting. All you need to do is, of course, manage your risk and just make the decision whether to buy, whether to hold, and so forth. So this right here is pretty much an example of some of the screeners which are available, the preset screeners on Investing.com. So as you can see here, under $10 per share screener over the past 3 months has generated almost 55% returns. So pretty much that screener is one I kind of go checking in on the daily. Any undervalued gems that are still trading under $10 per share, those have popped up on my radar in recent weeks. Insider favorites, kind of simple, as the name implies. What we're talking about here are small cap stocks, which company insiders and executives have actually been loading up on shares and not selling. So that of course kind of makes sense, and we see the 3-month return over the past 3-month period well above the broader benchmark. Same can be said with the Momentum Masters screener, the Technical Titans, and we'll go further into detail into some of those screeners right now, I believe. Yep, let's stock screener in action. First and foremost, let me make sure that you guys can see my screen here. So yeah, if I'm logging into Investing.com, and again, this is the stock screener is free. You just need to register to the website. You register with your email, and you get instant access to the stock screener. Before I start showing you some of that, again, if you have any questions or any specific feedback, comments, anything, I'll be checking that on the regular. So again, all right, this is the first step. I pull up the stock screener. As you can see, there's a nice logo here on the top strip here. You just click on the stock screener, and right here on the side, popular screeners. This is where I want to go. This is my first step here. Obviously, like you can see, over 9,000 stocks found at the moment, and with several different, almost thousands of different parameters and criteria. I don't even want to get started with my deeper drill down. I first pull up the preset screeners, and and very easily sort it out over here. Popular, is where I start. So these are some of the most popular screeners today. The insider favorites, as you can see, top of the list, under $10 per share. The Momentum Masters, which tracks stocks which are showing strong relative performance as compared to the broader benchmarks and have high trading volumes. So some of the names that will pop up there. Let's apply this screener here real quick. These are the Momentum Masters, 596 results. So we managed to narrow that down from over 9,000 to just about 600. Let me pull up the evaluation metric here real quick, the market cap, just because I want to exclude some of the lesser companies with small market caps. Let me pull up here, billion. Let's have it for 10 billion. Let me apply that. So from 596, we're down to just 58. From 58, and the initial number was, of course, almost 9,400. So 58 stocks right here, and look at this: Tesla, Palantir, Newmont Gold Corp, 3M, AppLovin, all these names have been rallying strongly over the past 3 months, pretty much. Tesla, of course, Palantir. What a name this has been this year. I'm up over 100%. I believe 115% actually, to be exact. Really, really rallying. Look at breaking out to just below its all-time high of 45. It's currently trading at $37 this morning. And so, valuation metrics, obviously it's overvalued. Not going to lie about that. But with some of these momentum names, the valuation metrics you got to take that and put it on the back burner. And just for example, because according to the technical analysis, technical sentiment on the daily is showing a strong buy, on the weekly is showing a strong buy, and on the monthly is showing a strong buy. So of course, still about a week left in the month. We'll get a strong monthly candle from Palantir. Obviously a name on the Momentum Master screener, number 2 on the Momentum Masters. So that is a name, of course, which I've been trading in and out, holding a nice amount of Palantir shares since the start of the year, pretty much. So obviously that is a name I agree with. Tesla over the last 3 months, kind of getting its mojo back ahead of the October 8th robo-taxi event. So you can see here Tesla back to its 2024 highs. The stock has been showing strong momentum, and again, kind of a bit on the overvalued side according to Fair Value Investing Pro. But again, pulling up the technical analysis on Tesla, see strong buy, daily, weekly, monthly, strong buy signals. So Tesla is another name which, of course, has been on my radar. And Newmont Gold Corp. This is actually a new addition to my portfolio just last week. We see gold prices soaring to new all-time highs above $2,700 per ounce for the first time in history. Many market watchers are talking about $3,000, the $3,000 handle for gold by the end of 2024. So Newmont Gold Corp has been, of course, rallying along with gold prices. This is a name, well, again, which I believe every investor needs some exposure to the miners. Right now, we saw China just unleash a massive bazooka of stimulus a couple nights ago, and that, of course, has boosted prices of metal commodities, gold, silver, copper, higher in recent sessions. So Newmont Goldcorp is another name which is on my radar. And again, if I'm pulling up some of the technical analysis metrics, strong buys. These are the leading names on the Momentum Masters pre-screener, stock screener, of course, on holding, on another name, the shoe company with Roger Federer as one of the founders. Just monster chart. Just pulling up this name here. Again, a bit overvalued with the fair value set at around 43, but the technical analysis sentiment remains very, very robust. So the Momentum Masters, as the name implies, these are high quality winners with strong buy ratings, regardless of their outperformance, just a monster name since bottoming in mid-August, shooting higher from around 35 all the way up to over 50. So this name is definitely one to watch for in terms of momentum. So let's pull up another screener real quick. All right. I did see a question here from Don. Is it only for US stocks? I'm from India using in.investing.com. So yes, to who asked this? Sorry, I don't see your name, but yes, the Investing.com screener is available pretty much for companies all around the world. If I were to pull up right now in.investing.com and show you the screener, I believe that we will have names in the Indian market. So yes, my friend, if you asked here, is that Barack who asked? In any case, we do see, as you see, we do have here the Investing.com stock screener for Indian companies. As you can see, it's localized pretty much almost every market. You have the ability to filter and use the Investing.com preset stock screeners. Almost every company in the world, or almost every country in the world. Apologies. So yeah, if you're in Brazil, if you're in the Netherlands, if you're in Qatar or the UAE, yes, there is the screener is available. Turkey, of course, India. So very, very interesting. You could just play along with this for hours and hours. So yeah, I'm glad. Very good question. Very good question. I'm glad that that came up. We did have here a question who I think it was Sarah. Yeah, Sarah from New York is asking about the Fed. All right, what stock screeners are good right now after the Fed cut rates, and we're expecting more rate cuts. So the way I played the Fed rate cuts last week, and it's still, there's still more time, of course. Small cap stocks is the way to go, because from what we've seen throughout history, small cap stocks have been the companies which manage to outperform the most in the 12 months after the Federal Reserve makes its first rate cut. So if I'm pulling up the preset screeners here, and I'm going over to the small cap screens. So as you can see here, the insider favorites and the under $10 per share are both under the small cap preset screeners. Hidden small value gems up 15% over the past 3 months as well. Small cap growth rockets which track small cap stocks with explosive earnings growth and minimal debt. This could be good for the upcoming earnings season, which begins in a couple weeks. I believe it's October 11 when JP Morgan reports. So small cap growth rockets for the earnings season could be interesting. Now, as you can see, there are a number of screeners here which are available for free for all Investing.com registered users, and there are a number of screeners here. You see the P logo. The P logo is for Investing Pro, and don't worry, we'll have a little gift for you at the end of the webinar to help you out with that as well. So let's pull up the small cap growth rockets screener. 146 results. This just a quick breakdown. Some of the criteria, all preset. I didn't have to do anything except click a button on the mouse. So the market cap we have here is 300 million to 2 billion. Some of the insights. This is the Investing Pro Financial Health Score for growth. So above 3, and we're talking about on a scale of 5. So anything above 2.75 is above average. So companies with above average growth health. What else are we talking about here? EPS growth of over 0.25%. So any improvement in profit. So some of the names that come up here. Again, some of these smaller cap stocks, names which wouldn't be on your radar if it were not for the screener. And I could already see some of these names. You know, for example, Instill Bio, a lot of biotechs here, a lot of bio or healthcare companies. Gato Silver, anything silver right now, you know, metals and mining. You can have it has the ability here where you just could by industry. You could sort by industry. So very simple. If I'm looking at banks, you know, small banks right now ahead of the earnings season, or if I'm looking for mining companies, or you know, even small cap tech companies. But pretty much, let me, you know, some of these metals and mining names have piqued my interest. So of course, silver, just like gold, is also rallying. It was up about 5% earlier during the Asian session, trading near its 2024 highs. So silver right now, a lot of these silver names, you know, names which you want to have some exposure to, and you see the price performance yesterday. Gatos Silver is breaking out over here, jumped 7% yesterday. You know, let me pull up the chart, the long-term chart here for Gatos. So yeah, you can see pretty much amazing. You know, the price performance in 2024. You know, started the year at about, you know, under $6. It's currently trading at 16. You know, it does have an all-time high of about $24. So historically speaking, you know, Gato Silver technically still has more room to run. I'm sure there's a couple of gaps here to the downside that need to get filled, like this one right here. This one got filled. So yeah, in turn, a rather new company. I guess it IPO'd in mid 2020 during the COVID market. So yeah, in terms of technical breakouts, it looks like there's still more room to run for Gato Silver. If I were to pull up now this name on Investing Pro, and you know, just to see some kind of the metrics over here. So obviously, wow, you know, in terms of the financial health score, 4 out of 5, you know, scoring almost a near perfect score with cash flow, growth, price momentum, above average with profitability. You know, let me see some of the pro tips that show up here. So obviously the balance sheet is strong, trades at a low PE ratio, and of course, it looks like the higher earnings and weak gross profit margins might be hurting the stock. But overall, I see more green than red, you know, more bullish headwinds. than bear or more bullish tailwinds than bearish headwinds. Gato Silver, well, according to fair value, it's fairly valued, 4.5% of the downside. But if I'm taking a look at the spread itself, the highest estimates are for above $18, and is trading at about 16 at the moment. So still some upside. Gatos Silver reports earnings on November 4, and we're looking at a pretty significant improvement from last year, from the same period last year. 122% year-over-year growth in earnings. So definitely a name to keep on your radar. So what I do is, I just add it to my watch list. This goes straight to my phone on the Investing.com widget app. So right now, that's all it took. I have this name right now on my watch list. I could set a price alert for it, and just monitor it on a pullback, buy it on the dip, or buy on the breakout. Silvercrest Metals, another name which popped up on the small cap growth rockets screener. As you can see, similar to Gatos, this one actually trades under $10. So, relatively cheap, market cap of $1.4 billion. The technical analysis looks like a strong buy. Analysts have it with a buy rating. Fair value, the Investing Pro fair value actually has it slightly undervalued. Let me pop this up with Investing Pro. That was a Silvercrest, right? Silvercrest Metals. It has earnings November 11, and for the most part, earnings do seem to look like a catalyst for outsized price movements within the stock. For the most part, post earnings day reaction looked positive. However, it did take a tumble back in early August, but again, this could have been just due to the broader market. For those of you who recall, in early August, not that long ago, we had a pretty sharp and severe sell-off at the start of the month. So Silvercrest Metals just could have been a victim to the broader sell-off. I know if I'm pulling up the financial health score, excellent performance. You don't see too many of these. This is a name which I would like to add, and based on what I see here, the deeper drill down, pro tips, all green, very, very positive, excellent financial performance, scoring, near perfect on almost every criteria. Fair value still shows some upside. It's trading at 970. Let's pull up the chart and kind of see where Silvercrest can go. Again, silver prices are soaring, and so it would make sense that a lot of these silver miners would follow suit. Let's take a look here. Again, we have here a strong breakout. If we could get above 1024, which was the 2024 high from July, that could signal higher prices. This right here is the peak that I want to see it kind of retest and break above. So if I were to set a price alert, it would be for a buy order at above the $10.30 level, $10.26 level, which would be the 2024 year-to-date high. Great performance from this name since the start of the year. Started trading at 620 about, and just below $10 at the moment. Zooming out, you see here strong resistance at this area right here, 1012, 1017. So again, a break above 1030, and we could see a test of the all-time highs just below $13. So again, Silvercrest Metals with its immaculate, excellent performance financial health score over here is definitely a name on my radar. So in terms of how I would play the Fed easing cycle, it would definitely be small cap stocks. I think taking a look at the insider favorites, which is another small cap focused preset screener. Just 31 names right here. 31 names, the cream of the crop, if you will. Again, some names which normally wouldn't be on your radar. Some of the lesser known companies in the Russell 2000. So again, there's some China-based companies here as well. You can do your own due diligence on some of these names. Taking a look at the under $10 per share screener. This is one which I actually check out regularly in recent sessions. You can definitely find some winners here. Taking a look at 251 results, again, from the over 9,000 names initially, to narrow it down to 251 names. Right now I see a lot of names are traded on OTC markets. So I just want to see names that are listed, of course, for example, names on the NASDAQ. So like right here, we'll see, of course, some of these companies with the breakdown by the market cap, by the PE ratio. So again, in terms of that, really it's just a seamless user experience. You see how simple it is in terms of how to play around with these screeners. Let me show you guys another one of my favorite screeners. Of course, focusing on dividend names or events. So with the events, we actually have upcoming earnings, which I mentioned. We got earnings season coming up. These, as you can see, these preset screeners have actually been kind of underperforming, the broader market over the past 3 months. But again, with earnings season picking up in a couple of weeks, this screener right here could definitely be the one where you find those winners. 360 results here initially. Let me again try to narrow that down even a bit more. So again, if I want to take a look at companies with a 5 billion market cap at least. In addition, fair value upside. Again, the P right here shows that this is an Investing Pro feature. But again, right here, sometimes, it's just worth the money. Right here, undervalued, 18 to 50% undervalued is a popular screener. And only 3 results pop up. Only 3 results. Vail Resorts, of course, the operator of various ski resorts around the world. TD Synex, which is another name where, hot market right now, computers and hardware. So taking a look at TD Synex, it has earnings coming up on, hold on. Earnings coming up on September 26th, actually. So this is tomorrow. We got earnings coming up tomorrow. So I guess one of the metrics is actually for the upcoming earnings screener is that it has earnings coming up in probably the next week or so. Let me take a look. Yes, next earning date this week. So that mentions that. However, if I play around with that and do next 30 days, I will probably see a lot of the big names which kick off the earnings season next month. So now we have 116 results. And yeah, so Walgreen Boots Alliance, a very, very rough name. My condolences to the investors which have stuck around with this name. I was featured a number of times on my Sunday or my weekly buy sell stock article as the stock to sell. And just looking at the chart, very, very, very brutal price action in this name. One of the biggest pharmacies in the US as of a decade ago. Almost nothing is left of it today. Trading at around $100 in July 2015. it is below $10 today. So yeah, Walgreens is a tricky name. Not sure I would normally, take a look at this stock, um, but you got to kind of ask yourself when is enough enough? We see here that according to the fair value metrics, it has almost close to 50% upside with Walgreens. So at some point it does become a bit enticing, making a dip or buying the dip in this name. It has earnings coming up on October 15, and yeah, we saw last quarter plunging over 20%. So Walgreens Boots Alliance at the moment, not sure I would really. I mean, at the same time, it has raised its dividend for 48 years in a row. So, obviously, they have been maintaining their focus on shareholder returns. 48-year growth streak is pretty impressive. But with that being said, it's tricky. I don't know if I would necessarily pull the trigger ahead of earnings on this name. Perhaps I would wait after earnings. But yeah, at some point, something has got to turn in this name, yeah, hopefully for them and for existing shareholders, they can turn that around. So that is one name that pops up, and really, I think that's because we just went so drastic with the valuation of 18 to 50% with the undervalued. So if I were to go, get a bit more reasonable, I guess. So yeah, now we're back up to 490 results. Now we have some names here. Micron actually reported earnings tonight after the bell. Should be a big one. Let's take a look at Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza, kind of sensitive to interest rates. We kind of see the stock here actually picking up since really last week when the Fed cut rates. So, a stock which was trading above 500, just as recent as last, actually 3 months ago, it was trading above 500. So we got this big earnings gap here. You know what they say about earnings gaps? Gaps tend to always get filled. So if we're at 426 right now, taking a look at that gap at 472, definitely a gap to fill there. So Domino's Pizza, a name which is sensitive to interest rates. The consumer, of course, very reliant on the consumer. Consumers might be more ready to go out to Domino's to order takeout. Now that interest rates are kind of coming back down a bit, recession fears are fading. So Domino's Pizza could be a name which makes that rebound, kind of bounces back. Let me pull up the fair value on this name. So again, kind of fairly valued, 5% downside. But again, taking a look at the most optimistic name or most optimistic range, the top end of the range is 496 on the fair value. We're at 426 right now, heading into today's session. Analysts love this name as well, with a average price target of 486. As per 31 analysts. So taking a look at Domino's past week, it's up over 4%. Past month, it's now in the green. Still kind of took it on the chin over the past 3 months. Really, I guess it's sold off after earnings. Took a plunge on earnings in mid-July. It has earnings coming up on October 10, so about a couple weeks away. Let me see how the forecasts stack up against the results from last year. So we're actually looking at a bit of a slight dip on EPS growth, but sales are expected to rise slightly to $1.1 billion in the 3-month period ending in September. So Domino's is a name to watch. Let me see. Do you have guys if you guys have any specific names here that you want to look for. So how companies in gold or silver can benefit with rising gold prices. So basically, this has nothing to do with the screener here, but simple mathematics. If a gold miner sells, a troy ounce of gold at X amount of dollars, that's what usually they calculated into profit, sales, gross profit margins, and so forth. So with gold prices, the average gold price now higher than it was in the previous quarter last year. So many of these gold producers are looking at a boost in revenue, profits, and profit margins now that metal prices are rising. So that's why, again, a lot of these miners are such hot commodities right now in this market. Many of them are outperforming and doing really, really well. And all you need to really see is, you guys can, let me pull up the commodities here. The gold chart for it's trading just below $2,700, all-time high, record high levels. And taking a look at where gold was same quarter last year, it was under 2,000, I believe. It was under $2,000. Taking a look at Q3, Q4 of last year, yeah, we were trading on gold. We were trading at just around 2000, 1950. Really, so it was trending at around 2000. Really couldn't break above that level. And what we saw since March of this year, almost a 30% gain in gold prices. That would be its best year-to-date return of this century, going back to like the 1970s, I believe. So gold, of course, rising gold prices, rising silver prices would be a boon for many of those metal producers. So you see with silver on the chart, still trading well below its record high from 2011, around $50 per ounce. So silver right here could be even more bullish and explosive than gold if, of course, it catches up and trades at these record high levels. So for that question, I hope I answered you on that one. For some reason, I can't really see the names of who asked the question, but I can see the question. So I guess that is most important. Next question, the monthly pro pick stock suggestions I receive include lots of names, same rated as overvalued as the fair value. So yeah, I mean, I understand there's some names, of course, which they show up on multiple screeners. Names just like Palantir. Palantir right now, if I were to pull it up on fair value, like we showed earlier, looking at pretty big fair value downside. Will the stock go back down to 25? Honestly, I don't think so. I'm really bullish on Palantir. I like where the company's headed. This could be a company with a market cap well above 150, 200 billion dollars. It's only at 82 billion right now. So really a lot of more room for growth in this name. So Palantir is definitely a name to watch out for, despite it being massively overvalued as per the fair value models. But you can't really argue with the price action. Price action over the past week, or over the past month, it's up almost 20% over the past month, up 50% over the past 3 months, and up over 150% over the past year. So again, I wasn't checking the fair value on Palantir throughout the past year, but I would assume that that during the period, it was probably overvalued in through certain through the majority of that period over the past year. but you can't argue with 160% return. So again, some names like those that show up on the Momentum Masters preset screener, definitely, despite them being overvalued, I still believe that investors will continue to bid those names higher. So technical titans, probably find a lot of examples with that. We have 200 names on this screener, and I guarantee that more than a few of them are overvalued as per the fair value valuation models. But again, it's just one part of the whole process, and really, it should be part of the due diligence in when you make these decisions. It's getting kind of late, and we still have. It's just that there's so many questions here. So really, you guys, thanks a lot for being so engaging. How do you calculate the 3-month return there? Pretty much past 3 months from what we are today, or the past 3 months. That is the return as compared to the benchmark S&P 500 index. What else? Recording link will be provided. Yes, like I mentioned at the start, the recording link will be provided at the email with which you registered with for the webinar. I have a question here from Amir. Does it fit for crypto? Doesn't really fit for crypto coins per se, but of course, if Marathon, if Riot or blockchain, any of those names, Mara, Riot, Coinbase, if they show up in those screeners, then they would probably be due to, of course, bullish conditions in the crypto market. But no, for the most part, to answer your question, it does not apply to crypto coins, at least not yet at the moment. We have here a question here about Indian companies. Really, it could be that we just need to have here a webinar focused on Indian companies, because a lot of these questions kept coming up again and again. So, really happy to see these list of questions. You guys were really engaging, really fun crowd, and to show our token of appreciation, we have an exclusive gift offer from Investing.com. Enjoy big savings on Investing Pro Plus subscriptions. So like I showed you guys, access to the screener tool is free just by registering to Investing.com. But if you really want to enjoy the full impact of the screener, the full benefit, I highly recommend signing up to Investing Pro Plus. We have already special discounts on Pro plans. And just for you webinar attendees today, applying coupon code PRO24 will get you an extra 10% off on top of the 40% off, which is already being offered to new subscribers. So major savings on Pro Plus plans. Just to show you guys right here, it knocks off about $30 off the final price for the yearly plan, and for the bi-yearly plan, the discounts are even greater. So all you need to do is, of course, log into Investing.com. You'll see, of course, the screener here on the top. Open in Investing Pro. If you're not subscribed, it would just show subscribe to Investing Pro. So of course, that's where you want to go. Apply coupon code PRO24 and receive an additional 10% off instantly as our token of appreciation for you guys joining today. So I think we pretty much went over the Q&A session already. If you have any specific comments or feedback or any picks that you want me to, we could go over this on Twitter or my personal email, Jesse Cohen INV at Twitter, or Jesse@investing.com, my email. Feel free to send out any questions, comments, feedback, or you know, anything that you want me to assist you with, I try to get back to all messages. So that's about it for today. I think we ended right in time. You know, thanks for attending. Obviously, we got a crazy you know, end of the month or end of the year coming up as September comes to an end. October, usually a rocky month for the stock market. So make sure you're using the Investing.com stock screener, the preset screeners, in order for you to gain that edge in the market. So I think that's all for today. May the trading gods be with you. Thank you all for attending and have a good one.